Hi, we're back with another episode of Surviving with Celia. I'm very excited for this guest. I'm a huge Batman fan. Give it up for the Joker. This is David Birowski. Fuck yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll figure it out. I feel bad because I don't let him say my name anymore.
It's just Celia, that's all. It's
Celia Contreras, and then he almost had a stroke the last time he said it. It was fucked up.
Yeah.
But yes, this is David, and this is my host, Eric Biggs. But he lost weight for his wedding, so he's Eric Medium now.
Ooh, we're downsizing, people. Fucking watch out.
Hell yeah. How much weight did you lose?
Just,
for the wedding, actually, none. But I've been.
He tried though. It was cute.
I'm down 9 pounds in the last 2 weeks.
Sick.
So fucking,
hell yeah.
We're on the right track. You know?
Yeah, hell yeah.
We're going from disgusting to less than tolerable, you know what I mean?
He is actually in a weight loss competition with our producer behind the camera, JP Boo.
Hell yeah.
And also we do have Harley Quinn in the audience. She also answers to Stevie.
Hell yeah. Cool. So I've watched a little bit of it, but I don't know. What do you want to know?
All right. Basically, I want to know your inner thoughts and your social security number. What's your credit score like?
Yeah.
Probably not as good as yours.
Mine's 4.
Oh, well, I beat you by 2.
Yeah.
Dude, I wish my credit score was the same weight as me. The same number, because it would be significantly better.
Yeah. No, I think I'm middling at best. I'm not terrible anymore, but... I never had a credit card until I was a fucking now. So.
That's fair. I'll get one eventually.
Building credit, I suppose.
Right now I'm just buying lottery tickets, so hopefully I win and can buy a tour bus. And leave my shitty apartment. But,
That's fair.
No, so the podcast is called Surviving with Celia, and David is also a, do you want to tell them what you do?
Sure, yeah. I'm the bar manager at Roscoe's Comedy Club and a professional stand-up comedian.
So he's mentally ill.
I am mentally ill, yeah.
All right. So what kind of mental illness do you have?
I have OCD, bipolar type 2 with an emphasis on mania, major depression, complex post-traumatic stress disorder, and dissociative identity disorder.
I have bipolar 1 and PTSD.
Cool. There's some overlap. Hell yeah. Yeah, I'm a little fucked up.
Dude, I straight up argued with my therapist for 40 minutes when he gave me my PTSD diagnosis, and he's like, "You got 100% on this test," and I'm like, "I don't have PTSD. That's what people who see small children in Syria get blown up. It's you have it from your childhood." And I'm like, "My childhood wasn't that bad." It's didn't you say a cop pointed a loaded gun at your mom's head? And I'm like, "Yeah, but that was fine. He didn't kill her."
Yeah.
You're just fucking arguing.
She was being a little moody that day, you know? Fucking.
And so, that's from her for mouthing off.
Yeah.
She should have been in the kitchen making fucking tortillas. I'm joking. She was in the kitchen making tortillas.
Literally was doing it, yeah. No, I had a fucked up childhood, so I get it.
So we have some common.
Yeah, for sure.
But what was it like dealing with that, surviving your childhood? Are you still fucked up by it?
I'm a lot better now. My parents were pastors. That was not awesome. I suffered a lot of sexual abuse. Not from my folks. They're some of the good ones.
Okay.
But from neighbors, weird rich people that were also involved in church and religious stuff.
The fuck is going on? It's reverse Catholicism.
Yeah. It's crazy. I'm pretty sure they were all a part of a weird dark Mason sect. I had suppressed memories and stuff. Took me years of therapy to kind of
So did you straight up block it out and forget?
Most of it, yeah. That's where the dissociative identity disorder comes from. Is that in order for me to survive and not fucking kill myself or something, or become a psychopath or something, my brain fractured into different. It would compartmentalize things. So only certain parts of my multiple personalities, what they used to call it, would remember what happened to me when I was a kid.
No, damn.
But most of it got blocked out until I was in my teens. It started to kind of come back a little bit, and then I got addicted to heroin. in my late teens, early 20s, and then through like the process of getting clean, like most of it came back, but then it wasn't for years of therapy and like meditation and working on myself until like my early 30s that I finally like recovered all my memories. Yeah. Okay,
so like my brother, whose name is also David, he doesn't remember most of our childhood. Like he's missing huge chunks of it. I don't think he was molested. I'm not sure because I can't keep track of everybody.
Yeah,
it's a big
that's
family.
fair.
But like my dad did beat the ever loving shit out of him, and like my brother doesn't remember so much, and I remember a lot.
Yeah.
And it's different. And like I asked him one time, it's all like, do you wish you could remember? He's like, fuck no, you remember everything and you're miserable. But like he'll try and fucking gaslight me too. He's like, look, I believe that you believe this happened, but I don't remember it. And I'm like, oh, so you're well adjusted and happy? He's like, yeah, I'm happy. It's like, so you were just doing meth for 8 years for fucking fun. But how'd you get introduced to heroin?
Well, I started doing Percocets because that was what some of the people I was hanging out with, playing music with and stuff would do. Then I don't know if you remember this, but Percocets used to be like candy. You could find them fucking anywhere.
Yeah.
Giving old people scripts for like 365 of them when they needed to take like one a day maybe.
Yeah.
And so there was just this insane amount of them everywhere. And then the pharmaceutical companies realized they fucked up and just like pulled them all from the market. So everybody that was addicted to those opiates just started doing heroin. Yeah, because it was cheaper and stronger. So that's sort of what happened. My ex-wife was also really into opiates. That was a huge reason why I kind of went down that path as well.
Did you guys just have a candy dish full of Percocets?
Yeah, for a while. That was kind of like that, yeah.
Called it. Nice.
Yeah. We used to steal Wii controllers from Walmart. I would go into a Walmart and clear out, allegedly. Well, I think it's past the...
Yeah, statute of limitations.
Yeah,
you're probably good.
It's probably fine. But yeah, we would clear out like every single Wii controller with the Motion Plus sensor on it because it was like another $6 at GameStop when you go sell them all at GameStop, like rub them on the floor of the car and then so they looked used. And we could make like $3,000-$4,000 hitting 2 or 3 Walmarts doing that in like a day. And then we just buy like 3 prescriptions of Percocets, like get like 900 Percocets.
So
we'd be good for like a while.
Yeah.
So if you weren't doing the drugs, that would have been a great fucking business model.
Yeah, it was a good little hustle. That was my criminal career light. It got worse the more I started doing drugs.
Whenever you were doing Percocets, did you get introduced to them as them being a bad thing, or were you like, oh, these are prescription? This is just fun.
I'm sort of a little bit of both. I mean, I knew it was drugs.
Well,
I also did meth when I was 14. So.
Oh, yeah. So you're like, this is a downgrade.
Yeah, I thought I was like just dabbling.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that it like got its hooks in me as bad as it did until I realized. But then it was past the point. You know what I mean? But yeah, so I definitely self-medicated before I really addressed what happened to me as a kid. I've seen a bunch of wild shit. One of my friends blew his brains out 6 feet in front of me when I was 14 years old, and we could go into all of it.
Okay.
It would take a fucking while.
We can talk about whatever you're comfortable about. If you want anything edited out, just let JP know.
Oh no, I'm pretty open about it. I think it's good to be transparent about it because I'm actually healthy now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I talk about it a little bit on my podcast, kind of like in passing. This is probably the first time I've been like, all right, here's the whole fucking deal.
Oh yeah, no, trauma dump. This is awesome.
Yeah, I mean that's.
Well, it's not awesome. Sorry.
Well, coming through it all, I think is cool.
They know how I am. I just say fucked up shit all the time.
Yeah, I know. I like that about you.
I like that about you.
Yeah, it's
and like you
cool.
got better.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah, I fucking was determined to.
Yeah.
And I can have some beers and not fucking go cop heroin and steal somebody's car. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Okay, let's not rule out stealing the car thing yet. Just kidding, no.
I was very, very good at it.
Yeah.
I probably stole close to 20 cars.
Honda
like
Civics
right there at the
or?
end.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know why I think that's awesome.
I mean, it's kind of, I don't know.
It's a talent.
Cool.
It's a skill.
It's a talent,
Wait.
yeah.
I'm gonna call you gone in 60 seconds because that's how long your drugs lasted you. Sorry.
Oh man.
I'm an idiot.
No, I kind of just fell into it. Like, the drug dealer that I was going to for a while was like, could you get me a car? And I was like, I probably could. And it started with I would just go to like really rich neighborhoods in like Rehoboth Beach in Delaware, which is like a kind of ritzy resort town.
They don't lock their cars, do they?
Right, and so they don't lock their cars, and they usually they usually leave a spare in there. So it started with me just finding spares and then just driving the car away.
Yeah.
But then it got more complicated as things went on.
Like, what was the craziest heist you ever pulled off?
I drove a stolen car that was a stick shift, and I did not know how to drive stick shift, to steal another car that I had to hot wire and like pop the ignition out. Because if you pop where you put your key into the ignition, if you pop that out with like a knife or like a screwdriver or something, you can just stick that in and turn the car on. It's one of the easiest ways to do it.
Yeah.
Nice.
I think they've gotten a little advanced now. And again, this is over a decade ago, so I don't know if it's as easy with newer cars, but anything before like 2006, you can do that. And it's pretty easy.
I think I'd be good at the car stealing up until I had to drive, because I should not. Most women are good drivers. I am not. I'm a terrible driver.
I don't know about most.
Yeah.
Some of them.
Yeah.
No. But yeah, then I had to drive the stick because my ex-wife could not drive stick. So she drove the first car, and I was the follow car. And we had to drive from Lower Delaware to Philadelphia with like 3 pounds of heroin in 2 stolen cars.
It's nice it was a family operation, though. Like a good
road trip.
Yeah, where we offed that crappy heroin from Delaware, and then we got some of the best heroin I ever did. It was, a good old-fashioned Mexican black tar heroin.
Fuck yeah. A lot of people know how to mix drugs.
Yeah, which is weird, because there's like 3 different, there's like Afghani gray, which is like kind of powdery and a little sticky. There's China white, which is like a white powder that'll turn brown when you add water to it. Then there's Mexican black tar, which is like sticky. It looks like black tar. That shit is fucking fire.
I'll say that.
Don't recommend it, though. Don't recommend it.
Yeah.
It's so good it will ruin your life.
I have a story about that, but I do want to go back to the sexual abuse real quick.
Sure.
So my sister was molested. I was safe. I don't know if, part of me wonders if they didn't molest me because it wasn't a fair fight. It's like, well, there's no chase in it. But it's all like she's fat and she can't move that fast. My uncle did try, but he had cancer, so I was able to fight him off.
I like that bit you did about that. Yeah.
But no, so I noticed with my it goes like one or two ways, but some people who get molested become over sexualized and just fuck everything all the time.
I was definitely like that.
That was you. That's what I was gonna ask. And then some people are all like, "Don't touch me."
Yeah. No, I definitely had to reclaim that in my life. I felt like I was powerless over it. I probably have the healthiest relationship to sex now than I ever have. And that's because I at this point I allow myself to be like, I'm not in the mood.
Yeah.
Before it was like I had to. Something that was weird programming that it was like, you have to perform in this area or you're worthless. And thankfully, I don't feel that way anymore.
That's good.
But it did make me pretty decent at it, which is cool because I got a lot of practice in. But yeah, I definitely responded in the over-sexualization thing. I was a bit of a hoe, especially in periods of being single between relationships.
Mike and I met you when you were a drug addict. Sorry. I keep hitting on everything. I'm over-sexualized for different reasons.
That's fair. But yeah, no, it was weird. The craziest, longest, most suppressed memory, if we want to get real dark with it.
Let's go.
Is that...
I turn on the floodlight so we can still see him.
So the first guy who me was a deacon in my parents' church. And it started in the bath, the men's room at my parents' church. And then it got worse when I went to their house to get baptized. And I was a little kid, so I was checking out their garage and shit. And then he cornered me in the garage, and that was the first really violent one.
Okay, so no foreplay, you just went back.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think therapists are usually known for being generous lovers.
Yeah.
From
Okay.
the stories, though, they're not
pedophiles
usually
I've
real
watched
giving.
Quiet on Set or Dark on Set or whatever the fuck it's called, and from what I'm told, kids were eased into it.
Well, I mean, it started with a bunch of mouth stuff in the men's bathroom, and then it got
God.
darker after that.
That's fair.
And then, like a couple years later, this guy left my parents' church for other reasons. But a couple years later, like a neighbor boy, like his father, I'm pretty sure he was like molesting his own son. And
Probably.
he would bring me over to like spend the night, but it was mostly so his dad would do that to me instead of him, I think.
Yeah.
Or like they were like weirdly in on it with each other. I don't know. It was very fucking weird and strange. And one time he drugged me and then took me to like some sort of weird ritual in the woods with a bunch of other dudes in like animal masks and shit. They all took turns raping me. That was the longest, darkest memory that I didn't probably recall that until I was like 32 years old.
Jesus. It's like Yellow Jackets if it was more fucked up.
Yeah. So, this is why I do the
least
kind
they
of
just
comedy
ate
that
the
I do.
That's
You know
right.
what I mean?
That explains it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, like, the wild thing is when I do, like, a joke on stage or talk about, being raped as a kid, it's never people that were that get upset at those jokes.
Yeah, no,
It's
they
never.
laugh. I get
They
that.
laugh.
Dude, I have
It's the
people
people
yell at me for
that
my
know
miscarriage
somebody.
jokes.
Yeah.
But
Well, it's always people that know someone close to them that happened to. Because they feel offended on their behalf.
that's
It's
actually
really
how I
weird.
got Don't Tell canceled in Gulfport, Mississippi. Well, it's temporarily paused,
Mm-hmm.
but I guess someone's son had just killed themselves in the audience.
Oh, shit.
And, like, it started off with one review, but, like, there was 10 negative reviews or, like, 8 or something. It's all like, and none of them left, and you know how I am. I get right into the suicide shit, like, 3
Yes.
minutes into my set.
Yeah, I know. I love it.
Yeah. So, like, okay, I'm going to make fun of myself a little, and we're going to talk about how I fucking hate myself.
Mm-hmm.
But, no, I did a 45-minute set. Nobody got up and walked out. They could have left at any time.
Yeah.
They could have yelled, it's like, hey, shut up, you stupid whore. One of our own just killed themselves.
Yeah.
And I could have switched topics.
Yeah.
So that's on them. So fuck those guys. And if you're Bay Louis, St. Mississippi, or whatever the fuck it's called, fuck yourself. Maybe if you talk to your son, he'd still fucking be here. You need to edit that out. Sorry.
Oh, goddamn. That was fucking savage. Holy shit.
Actually, fuck it. Leave it. Well, I'll decide after.
Yeah. Well, we can play that one by ear. But yeah, I don't know. That was real dark. And when I like would talk to my therapist about that, like my therapist got a little conspiracy theorist about it, which I kind of already thought or felt like that was the case. I was like, that sounds like some weird like occultic ritual shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm pretty sure that they were like in the Skull and Bones or something.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say, you being on the East Coast sounds like you were in the fucking thing all the presidents are part of.
Yeah, the Masons. It's
Yeah,
like,
say that sounds like fucking.
Well, it's like a dark sect of the Masons, I think they were, because the guy that drugged me and brought me into that whole situation was like really rich and like affluent and like had like hands in like politics and stuff.
And in you.
And in me, yeah.
Sorry.
No, I love making fun of it. I think it's great.
You
Humor
make
is
fun of my suicide attempts, too.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and humor is my number one coping mechanism. I've had I don't know how many fucking suicide attempts. I just suck at it apparently. Can't get it
Yeah,
right.
I suck at it, too.
But yeah. So I and then like well at first my parents didn't believe me. I told my mom when I was like 16, and I didn't have all of the details and memories at that point. But she was like, I don't believe you. I would have noticed. And it was like, all right, well, fuck you guys forever.
Yeah.
I moved out almost immediately. I think it was right. I was like 2 weeks before I turned 17 that I told my mom, and like a week after I turned 17, I was like, I'm fucking gone. Peace.
How's your relationship with them? Are they still living, or?
No, I'm actually really cool with my parents now.
Okay.
Really, I got to give the hats off to my dad, because he tried to get to like come and like talk to me about it when I was in college, when I went to art school. I was like 18 years old, and he was like, Dave, I just want you to know, like, I almost divorced your mom because of that. And
Dang.
I always believed you. And at the time, I was like, yeah, fucking cool. Thanks for telling me that now.
Yeah, it's like, why didn't you say shit then?
Right. That's kind of how I felt at the time. And then, I got addicted to heroin. I stole a lot of money from them in my parents' church, which is probably the thing I'm the most ashamed of.
That's fine. They're stealing it from the representatives.
Well,
fuck churches collecting tithes. Like, I get some, but like, what's that cunt's name? Joel Osteen or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, they were
church
not
and
like mega church people.
Okay.
They're still not.
That's fair.
To be fair, I don't even think they make very much money at all.
Well,
off the
I'm
church.
Catholic, so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
that's a different.
it's all like,
it's a
okay,
different
so
level.
y'all can afford like pearls and lawsuits to relocate your priests.
Yeah. No. Fuck all that shit. Fuck it being like that big. Mostly, they're just basically like a charity for the town that they're in.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
some of the good ones.
Alright, fuck yeah.
And
Well, shout out to the
shout out to.
Birowskis.
Well, I'm not gonna name their church because I'm talking about all this fucked up
Yeah.
shit.
No, I
But,
just said their last names.
Yeah. When I was in prison, for crime and heroin possession, my dad came and visited me every single Wednesday without fail. Like, he would bring people sometimes he wouldn't, but every single week when they had visitation, he would show up. Wow. And it was like, okay. He was like, yeah, Dave, I failed you when you were a kid. I'm going to be here for you now. And it was like, holy shit, dude.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So he's like my best friend now.
That's good.
Took me a while for me and my mom to kind of sort shit out. When I came out as being, bisexual and polyamorous, she kind of disowned me again for like a year.
That's also why I like you. Bisexual buddies.
Hey, yeah. So, well, the at least got something into me about it. You know what I mean?
Opened your mind.
Yeah, and then eventually my mom got over that, and she wrote me like an apology letter. Well, to be fair, she wrote me an apology letter that was kind of not really an apology. It was like, I'm sorry that you were upset.
Yeah.
And it was like, kind of go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
But then she really
words.
was like, you know what, I'm wrong. I was fucked up. I was in so much shock about what you told me, what happened to you when you were a kid, that I couldn't believe that I let that happen. Okay. I was wrong the whole time. So we're good now, and I love my folks now. But yeah. It wasn't until probably, my mid-20s that me and my dad got cool, and it wasn't probably until like my early 30s that me and my mom really got cool. So.
Okay, so it was a little different for my sister because we're getting Catholic, but don't believe in therapy. But everybody believed her right away. It's all like, oh yeah, we know child fucking's going on.
Yeah.
It's like we've been to church.
Yeah.
No, rather than get her therapy, they just spoiled her and gave her everything she wanted to make up for it.
Oh shit, yeah.
And she's my sister and I love her, but she is a garbage fucking human being.
Yeah, I'm honestly actually kind of, I'm not like happy it happened to me, but
No.
I think it made me into like a really strong, like good person,
Yeah. Dude, it's bittersweet though when they tell you the fucked up shit that happens to you. It's like, it made you strong, but like, I remember seeing that one meme, it's like, I didn't need to be strong, I needed to be a fucking child. And it's like, god damn.
Yeah, I didn't really have a childhood. I kind of just like that happened to me, and it's like one of my first memories, really. I think the only other memory I have that's earlier than that, and they say that when you have like traumatic stuff happen to you, it kind of absorbs the good memories because it's more impactful.
No, it does, and I'm making an effort now to remember the good shit, because there was some good, but like the fucked up shit just overshadows it.
Yeah, it literally takes up more space in the section of your brain that's committed to memory. But I think I have like one memory of playing Mario with my dad on Nintendo, like the original NES, before that happened to me. And then I have one other weird memory of like running after my dad when he went to go for a run and then getting lost. But that's all I remember. I remember that like I hid in a ditch because I thought people were going to take me or something.
Yeah.
And that I like tried to fight him off with a stick, and they like called my parents. But I don't even really remember that part. I remember like people telling me that, you know what I mean? Like where people like tell you a story and eventually you kind of adapt it as a memory.
I feel like a lot of my childhood memories I see in like third person.
Right, yeah.
Because I really more remember the way...
I remember a fuck ton of shit.
Yeah.
Well, maybe you just, have like the fucking elephant memory or something.
Yeah, something like that. Like, somebody told me, like, one of my therapists told me what it was. It's not a photographic memory or an eidetic memory, but it's like, well, it's kind of like that if it ran on AOL. Because like, I have to get blackout drunk, but even, like, before I get blackout drunk, I still remember a lot of the conversations I have drunk and shit.
Yeah.
But I remember more than most of my stoner friends, and it's all like, yeah, I was right there, and they're like, how the fuck do you remember this? You were 12 shots in. I'm like, it was a late night.
Yeah, that's fair. Also, I don't know if it's trauma, but, you know, we can fucking put some booze away. I tell you what.
Okay, I'll tell you what.
My buddy Caleb that you met last night, me and him were like, we could outdrink Shane Gillis. And I was like, dude, you're going to like Celia.
Yeah.
She can fucking outdrink Shane Gillis, too.
Oh, I definitely can.
Yeah, for sure. I want to hang out with him, not because he's, you know, who he is, just so I think he'd be fun to drink with, and I would want to be like, bro, let's see, because I could fucking for sure outdrink Ari Shafir. Are you kidding me?
No, like, it was funny because, like, what is it, the Parks and Recreation, or whatever they call it?
Oh, yeah, the
Protecting
our parks.
Yeah, whatever the fuck it's called.
Yeah.
But I haven't watched it yet. But, like, I saw all the little beer cans, and it shows them, like, drunk, and I'm sitting there, it's like, I could do that by my fucking self.
Yeah.
It's like, grow the fuck up.
I think he drank 22, and Ari drank, like, 18 and started throwing up.
Yeah.
Who throws up after 18 beers?
Bud Lights, though. You know what I mean?
Bud fucking Lights.
That's crazy to me. I could drink 18 Bud Lights and, like, 7 whiskeys on top of it.
Yeah, I think I average about 10 shots and 10 beers.
Yeah. Roughly, yeah.
Sometimes they're doubles.
I'm trying to not drink as much just because I'm poor. Mostly because I'm poor. And I like to remember things, but even still, I don't really black out
Just
anymore.
have a really good set on Kill Tony. People will buy you drinks.
That worked for like 2 months after my last appearance. But I think I have to get like a third really killer appearance to be able to get a golden ticket. But that's you know, if I can get a golden ticket, like I don't have to sign up for Kill Tony anymore, and fucking perfect. I'll go every 6 months and do a set or something.
Oh, that'd be cool. And like not be greedy about it.
Yeah. Well, because like
because I want other people to have like opportunities too.
For sure. Yeah.
You know it's like I had my fucking moment. I'm just gonna run with it.
Yeah. Hell
it's like,
yeah.
I don't need to be spoon-fed success. I want to do it on my own.
Hell yeah. Well, plus, I admire you for that because you blew the fuck up, really skyrocketed. And you just didn't like rest on your laurels. You've just been out here grinding since. And
I'd like to point out I've been drunk half the fucking time. Check yourselves, bitches.
Hell yeah. No, it's good stuff. If I could just get fucking past the mothership, I think I'd be content, more content.
I don't think hungry, I'm a mothership comic. Like, I don't know. I feel uncomfortable at Mothership and Sunset. Like, I don't know. Like, it's just like one. I also just don't like any place that will charge you $10 for a Lone Star. Go fuck yourself.
Fair.
Like, I get making the money and paying your staff, and, like, it's a nice place. And, like, one, it's fancy. It's cool. I like to slum it. Like, I kind of want to Doug Stanhope it a little bit. Like, I'm okay with being a road comic.
That's fair. Yeah.
Like, I mean, like performing in dive bars and breweries. Like, maybe a theater every once in a while would be cool.
Yeah.
But, like, the arena theater, like, I was so fucking stressed out. And, like, once everything was done, and then I went to Bullshooters and did that, but, like, I'm a stress vomiter.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was actually really surprised I didn't throw up before the show.
Yeah.
And, like, also I was really freaked out because it was the first time my family actually went to go see me do stand-up. Like,
wow.
The 4 nice family members I have. I have a couple more in Mexico. But, like, one of my shitty sisters, it's all like, yeah, I'm not going to pay to go see you. I'll just go visit you at your funeral.
Jesus.
Like, yeah, like,
wow.
There's that one, and then my other sister, like, dude, I almost didn't ask them to go, like, any of them, and I'm like, they're just gonna say no again, because I'd been asking them consistently for 6 years, and I'm like, I have a show in Flagstaff, or it's like, I got on Skankfest, it's like, okay, that's nice, but, like, boyfriend, thinking about having kids, anything like that, do you still think you're bipolar?
Oh, goddamn.
Yeah, because mental illness isn't real, you guys. God is just punishing you for your sins. That's what you need to understand about this entire situation.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, my parents have seen you do stand-up.
Yeah.
When we were on the... that one really fucking tickled Derek.
laughed way too fucking hard at that, you son of a bitch.
You just go, well, you know, my parents like you're fucking adopt a kid. Brought
no,
to you by trauma.
Because,
I remember meeting them too.
yeah, it was when Roscoe's was still doing the Dark Show.
Yeah.
And my dad was like, I just want to go give her a hug.
I get that a lot. I have, like, dude, I feel bad because there's, like, I love VFW crowds. But, like, I also didn't think my childhood was that bad. But now I got, like, World War veterans, like, coming up to me. And it's all like, honey, are you okay? Like, thank you for talking about what you're talking about. But, like, I'm comforting them. And I'm like, I think I just re-traumatized this motherfucker. And, like, my friend Josh Castro, shout out to him. He's a badass. But he set up a show for us in El Paso, and one of his firefighter friends came up to me. He's like, I'm a firefighter. I pull burning people out of buildings. Somehow your set bothers me more. And I'm like,
oh, shit.
I'm sorry. And he's like, it was good, though.
Yeah.
Like, thank you.
Fucking Chris tells me I need to start talking about this stuff more on stage.
Yeah.
Because, like, I'll talk about... I think the thing I talk about the most on stage is my son dying.
Aww.
Oh, it's going to keep hitting you with the dark shit, you know?
Yeah, honestly, it's funny because, like, I am loving this. I'm like, somebody has a sadder life than me. Let's fucking go.
Yeah.
It's good to not feel alone, okay?
Yeah, no, that's fair. Well, and you know, yeah, I've had a real fucked up life, but, like, you know, I have, like, the worst fucking luck, but then it's always followed by, like, the best fucking luck in the world. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
I get that. Like, there's highs and lows and shit.
Like, you know, my son dying, that's pretty much all bad.
Yeah.
But then I got, like, blackout drunk. I drank, like, I think 10 beers and 15 shots of whiskey in an hour.
Jesus.
Yeah. Like, because I was fucked up, dude. I
can't do that.
You know what I
Actually,
mean?
I did drink the whole bottle of Crown. But, sorry.
It was like, I probably gave myself alcohol poisoning. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I have a fucking tolerance. And I locked myself out of my apartment in Philly. And so I tried to climb in through the back window, which I had done before, but not that drunk.
Yeah.
I climbed into the wrong window. And I got arrested for breaking and entering. Now, technically...
That's fucking awesome.
It's a true story.
Was your hair green at the time, too?
Yeah.
Dude,
No, actually,
fucking...
no. It was before I started dyeing my hair green.
Okay,
It
I
was
was
right
because,
before.
like, I can imagine just, like, waking up and just seeing your green hair coming through a window and just being
Can
like,
you imagine
what
a child
the
who
fuck?
just watched Batman? And he's like, he's real! He's real!
Oh.
It's like, he's not the fucking Grinch.
I have, like, especially when I have it, like, freshly dyed, like, I have, like, walked by, like, little kids and be like, Dad, that's the Joker. I'm like, hi, nice to meet you.
I almost regret not wearing my Batman shirt, and I thought about it, but I have merch, you guys.
Hell yeah.
And
No,
tits.
represent the
You're
merch and the
focused on
tits.
anything.
That's more important.
And the tits are cheaper than the shirt. I'll flash you for $5.
I used to have a Batman shirt. I don't know what the fuck happened to it. Probably an ex-girlfriend stole it. But
I'd let you wear mine, but it still kind of has blood stains from when I was sword fighting some dude. I still wear it though.
all right, let's get into that real quick. Sword fighting a dude. What?
Oh yeah, it was sword fighting one of my homies. We weren't using real swords that time. Or to be fair, only my hand was bleeding when I did that, but then we ended up going to his place to box, and I'm not good with, like, the mitts, and, like, he wrapped my hands and shit for me. But he popped me in the face a couple times, and my nose just started dripping. Like, I was just, like, blood all coming down.
Oh, yeah. You can, like, just take one weird shot to the nose, and all of a sudden it's fucking waterworks.
Yeah, no, it's not. Dude, oh my God, it was so stupid. Last time I was in Arizona, I sneezed and hit my nose on the stall door that I was opening to go to the bathroom. Just nose bled for, like, nonstop for 20 minutes.
That's wild.
It was, like, I was so pissed off. And I'm like, honestly, my nose bled way more than when I busted my head a couple weeks ago. I would like to point out I was sober both these instances. I got drunk after the fact.
That's fair, yeah.
And people assume it's like, did you get injured because you were drunk? I was drunk during the sword fight, though. But, like, also, like, I did martial arts and shit for 10 years. Yeah, I think we were both drunk, yeah. But, we held, like, I think we were about even match for the sword fight. But, like, boxing.
Was it like fencing or?
Katanas.
Oh, okay, cool.
But we were using my wooden swords.
Like training swords?
Yeah, but I do. This little scar right here is when one of my homies pierced me with his sword because we were doing live blades, but we were wearing full kendo armor. But I pierced him at the same time, and I think it's funny because he got me here and I got him there, but his scar is indented, like, you know how some scars go in?
Yeah.
But mine was puffed out, and I'm like, oh, it's like we're soulmates. It's like, let's just
Yeah, it could like fit in like puzzle pieces. That's adorable.
But yeah, my nose is bleeding and shit, and like my homie Kringus doesn't realize right away. But I get up and he sees the blood, and I just went like that. I was still down to fight. And he looks, he's like, oh my God, no! And then he's like taking my headgear off and like unwrapping my hand. And I'm like, I didn't hear no fucking bell.
I ain't hear no fucking bell.
Yeah,
Hell
so it's
yeah.
funny because like the next day he was bragging about me a little bit. So like, she threw down and she was down to keep going. I'm like, that's what you do. You get knocked down, you get the fuck back up.
Hell yeah. I love that.
That's what you're supposed to do.
See, it's crazy because like I have zero formal fighting training.
Yeah.
I just have been in a lot of them. Like,
Yeah.
when I say I'm a dirty,
How do you do?
I am pretty fucking efficient at it.
Fuck you.
I'm, you know, humble brag or whatever, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. I was a piece of shit. When I say I was a dirty little crust punk, I mean it. Like, often, because there was a hardcore and a punk scene in Lower Delaware, believe it or not, and people would be like, "Oh shit, Dave's here. Somebody's getting fucked up tonight." Like, you know, it was just, I would get like like at least one fight every weekend for most of my time in high school, and then it ramped up towards the end, and then when I started doing drugs, it just got worse.
Yeah.
I literally have, if you want to feel it,
Yes.
I have a piece of tooth stuck in my elbow.
Oh, yeah, my mom had a tooth stuck in her
Right there.
hand. She worked it out.
You feel it right there?
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it's a piece
Nice.
of a dude's tooth. It's a piece of a guy's canine.
Nice.
Also, just like look at my fucking elbows, dude. They're fucking jacked up.
Nice.
Yeah, these were little daggers at one
Yeah.
point. Now they're just blunt because
So,
I've shattered them so
it's
many times.
back when I was in peak performance and I actually just recently started stretching and doing katas again and like practicing again
Oh yeah.
because I can't afford security and I piss a lot of people off. Like, dude, like with the like climbing success, there is like people's like, you shouldn't joke about abortions. And I'm like, I have abortion jokes, but I said miscarriage, motherfucker. It's like, why are you getting mad at me for God's decision?
That's fucking
It's
amazing.
like, take that shit up with him.
Yeah.
Because one dude screamed that at a show, and I'm like, I had miscarriages. He's like, I don't know the difference.
Well, Celia,
But, like,
God's
I
not
s-
real. You gotta rip that Band-Aid off now.
No, he is. He's punishing me, remember? For being bipolar. Oh, I got that when I had miscarriages, too. It's like, well, maybe ask God what you did to make him take your children away from you.
Jesus fucking Christ.
And, like, I joke about my miscarriage and shit, but, like, that's probably one of the things that fucked me up the most. And, like,
Snag one of these if that's cool.
that's why I grabbed multiple.
Fuck
well,
yeah.
Yeah, I grabbed a couple for both of us, but I figure worst case scenario.
We're clipping through. Well,
Yeah.
we're talking about some fucked up shit, so.
We are. It's awesome. We normally only do an hour, but I think people would benefit from this. How are we doing on time?
20 minutes left.
All right.
For
Well,
the hour.
like, I want to keep talking about this shit, so like, I'm down to make this episode a little longer, if that's okay.
I'm cool with it.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to give me one?
This is the one thing I had to do today. Oh, hell yeah.
Pass it on, Duke.
Thank you.
Take one down, pass it around.
99 bottles of beer on the wall.
Yeah, hell yeah. No, so to be fair, my son wasn't very old. He was only like a couple
Oh
weeks
yeah.
old.
Also, like, how?
Just birthing complications. He wasn't really healthy when he got born. My would have been baby mama was a 20-year-old diabetic heroin using stripper.
Yeah.
Wait, fuck my sister. You son of a bitch! I'll kill you. Just kidding. No. Just kidding. My sister's not diabetic.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah.
All the other things, no idea. The
But her
diabetes.
abortion, like,
Yeah.
dude, that girl gives children to foster care. Like,
Oh,
I give out
shit.
dollars on 6th Street. It's like, here's one for you.
Jesus
Sorry.
Christ. No, it was. I don't think she knew she was pregnant, and
That's fair.
to her credit, as soon as she found out, she got clean. She stopped using.
Yeah.
But I think that her using in the really early stages of the pregnancy,
Yeah.
probably affected it.
Yeah.
And then also, being type 1 diabetic it's really, really hard to have a healthy baby.
Yeah.
So I think
Yeah.
it was a combination of those two things.
Yeah.
But
Was
yeah.
she still stripping through the pregnancy? Is my question.
I think once she found out, she quit her job, got a job like at like a I don't know, like a Target or something.
Oh, okay.
Told me, I was like, I don't know if it's mine, and she was like, go fuck yourself, Dave. It's for sure yours.
Yeah.
And I was like, fucking, do I make her like, you know, she's already gonna have a complicated pregnancy. Do I make her get like a
paternity test?
Yeah.
Then it came out with green hair, and you're like, God damn it! I didn't realize that translated.
No, it was for sure mine. It was definitely my kid.
Yeah.
And then also like once I knew inside, like once I heard his heartbeat, like something like physically changed in me. Like I like had a biological shift. I was like, holy shit, that's my kid, and nothing else in the fucking world matters.
Yeah.
And so I was like, that's mine. You know, it didn't even matter if it came out brown. I would have been like, fucking, who gives a shit?
Did it help get you sober also? Or?
I'd been clean for years. At that point.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd been
Gotcha.
clean for years. My ex-wife, I divorced because she picked heroin over me, basically. I never used again after going to jail and rehab.
Oh, okay.
She did. And it was like, cool, well then that's that.
Yeah.
Because if you wanted to make this work, that's, you know, you
Yeah.
can't do that.
Yeah.
That's the one thing. But
God,
yeah,
you're
this
so
is,
picky. Okay.
This was maybe 4 or 5 years after I divorced my ex-wife, and I was probably clean for like 5 or 6 years maybe, and then after we lost him, she was like, "Cool, I'm gonna go get some heroin. Do you want to come?" And I was like, "Abso-fucking-lutely
What the
not."
fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
But,
mean,
like, to
I
be
get
fair,
it.
like grieving and shit.
I get it, dude. You know, but no, I just went and got drunk and fucking got arrested for climbing into the wrong backyard. And then I'm like in the back of the fucking, I'm getting arrested. I'm in like the paddy wagon, bawling my fucking eyes out, talking
Yeah.
about my dead son. And the cops were like, shit.
Yeah.
Man.
They're like, we thought you were just going to be a drunk guy. We didn't realize there was going to be sadness.
Like, we
Yeah.
kind of have to take you to prison right now.
Yeah.
But, like, oh, God, that's fucking rough, bro. Like, I'm so sorry, but, like, we got to do our jobs. You were, like, in the wrong, like,
House.
we got to, like, let the courts figure that out. I don't fucking know, man.
Did the guy press charges or?
They did. Well, it was a old lesbian couples.
Oh, okay.
Like row home in Philly, and I wasn't supposed to talk to them. You know, my would have been baby mama. She found out where I was because she was trying to make sure I was okay.
Yeah.
And looked up, found out that I had been processed and put into CFCF, which I went to prison originally in Lower Delaware. Philadelphia prison, fucking way different. Holy shit.
I believe that.
Dude just like walked up to me and just punched me in the face, took my glasses and threw them under somebody's cell, like in the second day I was in jail.
Damn.
And I'm like, fuck, I gotta fuck this guy up now. Like, you know what I mean? You can't just let somebody do that to you in prison, especially Philly fucking prison. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I was like, go get my fucking glasses, you piece of shit. And he was like, nah, dude, absolutely not. You're gonna give me fucking cigarettes for it. And I was like, get my glasses right now, or I'm gonna have to fucking beat the shit out of you. And he was like, bring it, bitch. And I just fucking yanked him up and just took him to the ground and just fucking.
Did you have a support system when all this shit happened?
My parents came and bailed me out.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
No, like I'll
I'll say what I will about my mom, but she had some wild hair up her ass. Like she was like, God fucking told me we had to go rescue you. I was like, I'm pretty sure it was my would have been baby mama.
Yeah.
Yeah. But she was like, we're going to
be
Philly
fair, if
tonight.
she was on heroin, she probably told her she was God. It's like, yo, this is God. Dave needs help.
yeah.
Your mom was like, Jesus loved
Your mom's
hookers
just like,
and-
I knew God was a woman. Yes. You know.
Oh man. But no, and I could see it on my dad's face when I came out. He thought it was gonna be like worse than it was.
Yeah.
He was like, Dave's doing crime again. He's using heroin again. He just lost his kid. Like it's gonna be a mess. And when I told them what happened, they were like, okay, that makes sense. And that is way not as bad as we thought it was gonna be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had to get into a fucking fight. You know, I was only then they put me in fucking solitary confinement for a day, which thank God, except the cellmate I had in solitary confinement. What the fuck? Like that's how overcrowded the prisons are. Solitary confinement means you have one cellmate, not 4. You know.
Solitary-esque. It's solitary adjacent.
Yeah. But you didn't get wrecked. You didn't get to leave the cell at all. So that was part of it. But like, and I was like, I'm gonna my cat's gonna die. Like, you know, I'm gonna be homeless. I'm gonna lose my job. But thankfully, I was only in for 3 days, and then my folks came and bailed me out. So it worked out. But yeah, that was the stupidest fucking reason I've ever been arrested.
That's a pretty good reason. Like, dude, it happens. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Every other time it was like
No, like, it's stupid that you got arrested.
Yeah.
Like, if I was the cop and I'm all like, you know what, bro, fuck it. It's like, I'm going to let you go.
Yeah,
Just run.
I could see why you did that, but
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
could see why you got blackout drunk because your son just died. Let's get you into your fucking apartment so you can go to sleep.
And it's
but,
probably
you know.
worse because you actually got to hold him and shit. But, and it does, like, the first one I had, this was before I was, like, a heavy drinker. I just, like, drank socially.
Mm-hmm.
I was busy, like, trying not to be homeless again.
Yeah.
That
yeah,
I was working,
old
like,
song and
60
dance.
hours a week and shit. But,
Yeah.
the thing that fucked with me, like, I was on birth control, and also I had like, both times, I did let the guy fuck me raw, but I had an IUD when I got pregnant, and yes, I was in the parking lot of a bar. But,
Hell yeah.
I-
Did you like the
if I
party?
if I get arrested for anything, it's gonna be indecent exposure.
That's fair.
Because 1, I don't have a place to fuck, and 2, the people I fuck, I don't want to know where I live.
Yeah. That's fair.
But, like, my first miscarriage when I was still, like, more of a goody two-shoes and shit, but, like, suffering from depression, like, dude, and I still feel bad about it to this day for both of them.
Mm-hmm.
So, the first time, like, I found out, I'm like, okay, well, I guess I can't drink anymore. And then, like, I gave my brother all my weed
Mm-hmm.
and told him, like, I'm going to take a smoking break. I didn't tell them what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I'm like, you know what, I'm not going to let these putos judge me because they're going to be all like, who's the father? I'm like, I don't fucking know. It's all like, I don't work for the census. It's like, it's not my job to keep track of people.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't want to deal that. And I'm like, oh, what are you do? It's like, you didn't even want to raise your own fucking kids when you had them. I'm
Yeah.
not an asshole. No, I am. But, yeah, no, but the first one, like, that one, it just happened and it sucked. Like, what I feel bad about is, like, 1, I was excited, but I was scared because I know what I come from. Mm-hmm. And I didn't want them to be like me.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to be like, I'm the best and worst parts of both my parents.
Yeah.
Like, they did a lot of fucked up shit, but there was good. Mm-hmm. At the end of the day, I think they were just human.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
I
fair.
don't want to do to a child what was done to me. Mm-hmm. So I was freaking out. But, like, when I found out, like, and both times I'm, like, talking to it, and I'm like, so what do you want your name to be? And I'd, like, read to my stomach and shit. Mm-hmm. But, like, both times I was also relieved, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Now I don't have to worry about disappointing them.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, like, fuck.
Yeah, no, I get it, man. I mean, I pretty much just, like, got really comfortable with the idea of being a single dad, you know?
Yeah.
Because my would-have-been baby mom was a fuck-up and a piece of work.
Yeah.
And I think she would have tried her best, but, yeah, you know, the fact that, like, the moment it happened, she just went right back to the same shit, I was, like, kind of confirmed that I was, like, I would have had to be a single dad. My life
Yeah.
would be completely different. I still don't, you know, I still wish he was alive, but it doesn't, you know, there's nothing I could do about it now, so. But I
Yeah.
got these, like, sweet, like, 3 good stand-up bits about it, so.
Fuck yeah. Well, that's good, too. Well, you know, I have a whole minute about
I
it.
know you do, yeah.
Now it's 3.
Yeah.
But it's funny because, like, the second miscarriage, it's like when I was doing comedy and I was freaking out on my friends, and I won't lie, the second time, like, the doctor's like, well, you can't just quit cold turkey the amount you drink. Because, like, yeah, they were telling me to taper off.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna lie, and I'm embarrassed and ashamed. Like, I did freak out a little bit. And I'm like, maybe it'll be, like, the first time, like, part of me, like, for the first 3-4 days, overdrank.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, it's like, I can't do this. And, like, part of me wanted it, but, like, we don't know if it was the car accident, but I did stop drinking. And I was down to, like, 1 cigarette a day, and I was, like, trying to get off.
Yeah.
And I got in a little car accident. Like, I forget, it's a whole bunch of things, but, like, Well, I was pregnant. I was thinking about the first miscarriage, and that's actually I was at the bar writing the jokes. Because, like, I'm trying to, like, process it, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I can't go through this shit again. I can't. But, like, as soon as I was pregnant again, it's all like, fuck, I can't do this again. And it's like, and if it comes out, it's probably going to be fucking worse. And, like, I did push all that shit away, and, like, I know how my family reacted the first time, like, when I'm depressed, miscarried, like, I couldn't tell them shit.
Right.
This time I had a family that supported me, my comedy family. And
Oh, yeah.
they were there. But also, like, I was writing jokes and making jokes about it because I didn't want them to worry and I don't want them to be bothered.
Yeah.
But, like, I was straight up, like, as soon as I got back from the mics, just fucking sobbing for, like, 8 hours straight. Just
Yeah.
fucking dying. It's all like, what the fuck did I do? And then I just hear my family's voice in my head. It's all like, ask God what you did to punish you like this. I'm like, shoot, what did I fucking do?
Yeah. Yeah,
Like,
fuck all that shit, man.
yeah.
You gotta, like, that shit is toxic and awful and no good
Yeah,
for
like,
you.
I know it's different, but, like, I do still believe in God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if there is one,
Yeah.
it's the collectiveness of all the good things.
I think God's like the Joker, actually. Like, straight up. He's all like, okay, I made you guys, but I'm going to fuck with you and see what how you guys grow.
Yeah, see what happens.
Yeah,
I
it's
do
all
kinda
like
believe
experiment. It's all
yeah.
like, here's a tree, don't touch it. Walks out of there.
Yeah. Let's see what happens if you do. But,
It's all like, hey, it's all like, you're going to be miserable. And I'm like, these motherfuckers aren't going to listen. He's just there with binoculars. It's all like, go ahead, bitch. He probably sent the fucking snake. Just kidding.
Well, I mean, if you know, God is everything, then
Yeah.
that includes the snake and the devil and all the darkness, you know.
See, and that's what I thought too. Also, I am working on a screenplay that I might need your help with because because you have religious upbringing, so you know some of the shit.
Yeah, I also,
Alright,
I'm a
perfect.
writer as well. You know,
Oh, fuck yeah.
I've written a book.
Ooh, we can co-write it.
Yeah, I'm into it.
Yeah, I want to either make it a book or a script, but like, I'll explain it later. 'Cause
Yeah,
I don't want
well,
these
I'll
bitches stealing
pick
my
your-
ideas.
Yeah, I was gonna say we'll pick each other's brains about it.
Yeah.
How you feel about a cigarette break and then
Yes, I have to pee anyway.
perfect.
I'll keep talking. Also, I need to collect myself a little bit because I did really want to cry for a bit.
Yeah.
I felt
Well,
like a dirtbag because I went to go check that camera to make sure
Yeah.
that I captured it.
No, it's okay. Like, people need to see it.
no, it was brilliant, man. I got a little choked up too because I mean,
JP's like
I fucking get it.
producer,
We were talking about the lighter side of life.
Yeah.
Yeah, say we just talked about what everyone's favorite Care Bear was. I think whenever we whenever we wrapped and
I'm
like
the one that
why
got molested. Shout out to Dave. Just kidding.
Hey, I'll be your Care Bear. All right.
Oh,
There
I
was
will
a-
say
there was a
this.
green
I know
one.
it's fucked up, but like, considering that you got to start so young, I bet you suck a mean dick.
Yeah, I do suck a mean dick. Hell yeah.
Jesus
It's true.
See,
Christ.
the one who wasn't molested, he was all.
Jesus fucking Christ. God damn. Fucking-
Oh man. Well, at least we
That's
got
why
some
my
good
exes
chuckles.
were so good at it. That's what. God
Hey,
damn.
you know,
No,
I knew
if-
how to pick them.
If somebody knows what
you're
they're
just
doing.
groomed. You know what I mean? Hey, all right.
If it's good,
Yeah,
then-
no, if you have a 6-inch dick or bigger and you don't feel their teeth and she's fitting the whole thing in there without gagging, that bitch has some trauma in her life.
Either trauma or just like really the love of the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Dude, I suck, like, it makes me mad because I like sucking dick. I'm just bad at it. So, like, shout out to small penises. I'm not picky. And also
Yeah.
the G-spot's only 2 inches in. So,
Yeah, you know what I mean?
but like, oh, guys, look, I have a small dick. And I'm like, oh, good, I can suck it for a while without,
Without throwing up, yeah.
yeah, I can breathe through my nose and go up and down at the same time. Instead of having to do this, it's like,
Yeah.
it's like I smoke cigarettes, motherfucker, and I have a gag reflex. And also people's like, fat bitch, just suck a mean dick. And I'm like, we have more control than you think because my first instinct when something goes into my mouth is to bite down. So fuck you.
That's fair. No, it's wild. I still have a gag reflex, and you would think not. You know what I mean? After all the stuff. I've been
After the
through.
years of training.
yeah. You know.
One of those guys who was in some Dom shit, like, cause like he just all like, I'm gonna call you a whore and shit, and it's like, okay, but also he's like, you're actually doing a good job. Lift your chin though, and I lifted my chin, got an extra 2 inches, and they're like, fuck her.
Ah, yeah, there you go.
I learned more from sucking dick from that man than I did from any of the women in my family.
Well, I mean, we do have them. You know what I mean? So we should
Yeah.
know what's going on with them. Usually, I don't know. It's wild. I don't know. Let's see. All right, we covered the divorce, the dead kid, the heroin addiction. the crime,
Suicide.
Suicide. All right,
about
yeah,
that.
there we go. We'll
All right.
we'll end it on a high note.
Yeah.
So
The high note is the low.
I think the first time I tried to kill myself, I was 11, and I jumped off a 3-story building, and it's weird, you know, so like all this fucked up, awful things happen to me, and then like I try to kill myself, and all I get is a bruise on my ass. It's like,
Oh my god, that drives me nuts. And I did traumatize my roommate the other day, and I'm like, you know what pisses me off? I've hurt myself more by accident than when I've actually tried to kill myself.
yeah, I broke my face in 5 places just fucking around.
Yeah.
And then, you know, I tried to kill myself, and I was trying to land on my head, but I got too much spin, and I just landed on my ass.
A born gymnast.
Yeah.
Gymnast, yeah.
It's like, what the fuck? Am I part cat?
And then I tried to shoot myself with my friend's gun. The gun jammed. And I was like, well, this is some bullshit, right? Then when I was 14, I tried to hang myself, and the rope broke. So at that point, I was like, I don't fucking think I'm supposed to do this, maybe. You know?
That's fair.
See, I feel like you should believe in God. Fucking like that,
Right.
that many times of just like other things being like, no, no.
But wait,
fucking-
there's more.
Wait. My god.
And if you order a ShamWow today,
See, and like, I always think worst case scenario, I'm like, watch, I actually want to fucking live now. Watch me slip on a banana peel and fucking die.
Yeah. Of
Shit
course,
like
that would be the fucking way.
But
That's
also,
our
I
luck.
did think it'd be fun to do like a little cartoon about me like trying to kill myself, but it always goes wrong because I'm too fat. Like I try and hang myself from a steel girder and it just bends into like a V.
Yeah,
And I fall
you
down.
just
It's like, boom.
sit on the ground now.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, I tried to kill myself from an overdose, and was fine. I just had the shits really bad.
Have you ever had an overdose?
Yeah, well, that's another thing too, is that I, not trying to kill myself, legitimately killed myself
Yeah.
from a heroin overdose.
Damn.
So, you know, heroin's great the first time, and then every time after that, it's like, it's not quite the same.
Yeah, it's like a Half-Life.
You're always chasing that high, because you develop a tolerance for it very quickly. But
Not
one
really
time,
laugh, but
I
you're
was...
consistent. Sorry.
But one time, you know, me and my ex-wife, we copped heroin, and I remember cooking it up in the spoon and pulling it into the syringe and being like, well, this is way darker than normal. I maybe shouldn't do all of this. And then, you know, I'm a heroin addict, so I'm like, fuck it, it'll be fine. And then I remember like being like, wow, I've never been this high before. Holy shit, this stuff rules. Was that a little much? And then blackness. And I remember like hearing people talk and stuff, but I was just like, yo, I have no idea how fucking high I am right now, dude.
And you woke
I'm
up with
so
John
high.
Travolta sitting on your chest with a needle sticking out of his nose.
Yeah. And then I remember like feeling my body get moved, and I'm like, why are they putting me in the back seat? This is my fucking wife's car. Like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, I'm not supposed to be in the back seat.
I sit in the front like a man.
And then I felt like something going in my arm, and I was like, whoa, they can't give me more. I've had quite enough. You know what I mean? And then
Oh, more heroin.
I think I have plenty right now. And then I woke up in the back of an ambulance, and they were like, you know, like asking me like who the president was, what year it was, and shit. And I was just like, oh shit. And I remember I had one of my favorite shirts on, and they had cut it off.
Yeah.
And like fucking the
I
like
know
the
when they do that.
yeah, and like the buttons were like sliding around on the gurney, like hitting
Yeah.
my arm and shit. And I was just like, oh shit, I overdosed, didn't I? They were like, you were dead for 8 minutes.
Oh, damn.
And I was like,
Holy
oh shit.
fuck.
So you guys just like saved my life? And they were like, yeah. And they were like, are you okay? Like, you know, like trying to make sure there was no brain damage done. And I was like, no, I'm fucking still pretty high. And they were like, oh shit. How much fucking heroin did you do? And I was like, I don't know, but it was real strong. Like, and so they made me stay in the hospital until the heroin had gone out of my system, because Narcan, the half-life of it in your system is a lot shorter than the half-life of heroin. So heroin lasts in your system usually between 8 to 10 hours, depending on your tolerance. Narcan's about 5. So they were like, when this shit wears off, we need to make sure he doesn't start to re-overdose.
Oh, shit.
damn.
Yeah, because I had done that much. And so they had heart monitors on me. So because heroin's a depressant, it literally you just get so high and relaxed that your body will just stop.
Yeah.
Your heart will just stop beating. And so my ex-wife is like, snuggling with me in the hospital bed or whatever, and like I'm like starting to like get high again because the Narcan's wearing off. So I'm like nodding out, and like the heart monitor starts to go beep 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 because my heart rate is getting too low.
Yeah.
And so she'd snap out of her nodding out and like smack me in the face. So I'd snap out of my nodding out. So I'd be like, back to like she was like don't die. And I'm like, oh shit, all right, okay. No, I'm back. I'm here. And that happened for like 3 hours, and they wouldn't let me go until I gave them a urine sample. But I don't know if you guys know this, but when you're on heroin, you cannot go to the bathroom.
Oh, yeah.
It's an anti-diuretic. You can't poop. You can't pee.
That's opiates.
Yeah.
Dude, I hated it when, like, I was grateful when my foot was broken.
Yeah.
Because I had to poop less.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because, like, it sucked, like, pulling myself up and then, like, walking because I broke my metatarsal in 3 places. Mm-hmm. That was also martial arts related.
Well, this is for a cool reason.
Yeah. That's funny. When I shaved my head, I'm like, you guys want to guess how many dents are on my head from my childhood? Like, from my dad, like, my brother put my head through a window one time, and again, I got beaten way less.
Yeah.
And again, I think it was because I was crippled. It's all like, But
well, what's the fun in that? It's too easy. You
Yeah.
know?
But my dad almost broke my sister's nose. One time, dude, I don't know what my dad's fucking problem with my brother was. But, like, one time my brother was, like, he was really clumsy when he was younger. And, like, he beat the shit out of me, too. But I think he was mad because it's like, you don't beat her ass. But, one
Your
time...
dad said, watch this.
Yeah, no, when I was a kid, like, I'd read these, like, I've always been a reader, and that was kind of, like, my escape from, like... And, like, it's like, okay, it's like this, like when they just start screaming and stuff. And I got really good at tuning people out, and I just bury myself in a book.
Yeah, just escape.
And, like, people will come up and talk to me. Like, sometimes when I'm reading, it's like, are you ignoring me? Are you mad? And, like, somebody had a whole ass conversation when they came up. It's like, Celia, I don't know what I did to upset you. And I'm like, when did this happen? And it's like, yesterday at the mic when you were reading a book. And I'm like, oh, yeah, no.
Yeah.
It's like I can't read on the bus on the way to work because I will straight up miss my stop.
Yeah.
It's like 2 hours later. It's like, oh shit, I was supposed to be there like 4 hours ago. But
Yeah.
no, one time my brother tripped and I could read like big hardback books, but my brother was carrying them and he tripped. My dad got mad, picked up all these heavy ass books, like the complete like hardback edition of Adventures of Sherlock Holmes, shit like that, and my dad just starts grabbing each heavy ass book, which is like bigger than like, the big heavy Bibles.
Yeah.
He lifts them up and just starts throwing them at my brother really hard, just slamming them down like, when you're supposed to go L'chaim and then break the glass. That's what my dad was doing to my brother. And like each time he did it, like my brother's whole body, because he was skinny and shit, but like my brother would be like his whole body would move and like he was just covered in bruises and shit.
Yeah. Fuck.
And like I did bring that memory back from my brother because I told him, and he's like, fuck, that one was real.
Oh, shit.
And I'm like, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, either way, back to my overdose.
Sorry. Back to your overdose. Sorry.
No, I like the little asides. It gives me a moment to breathe and drink. But so I couldn't leave until I gave them a urine sample. And the whole time they were just bringing me water so I could pee.
Yeah.
But I was so fucking high that I couldn't pee for the whole time that I was there. And eventually I was able to pee, and then I peed so much that they gave you this like weird kind of egg carton material little flask to pee in so they could go take it to the lab or whatever. I filled up 4 of them. Jesus. And then I still had to pee in the sink afterwards because I had all this water in me that I just kept drinking water. That they were eventually like, when they reached back out to me to tell me how much heroin was in my system, and they're like, we couldn't even fucking tell. It was so diluted. Because you drank so much water.
Because you drank so much water. Yeah.
I drank 2 gallons of water trying to pee so I could get the fuck out of the hospital. And
But how great did that piss feel?
Oh my God, it was incredible.
Yeah.
It was incredible. And it just wouldn't stop. I felt like I was in fucking Austin Powers or whatever the fuck.
Fuck yeah.
But the most 2 recent times that I tried to kill myself and failed, because I'm not good at it when I'm doing it on purpose, apparently.
Same.
Yeah. Was was in Philly, like the vaccine mandates were happening. I don't trust the government, so I didn't get that shit. And I literally couldn't go to the grocery store without I allegedly may or may not have made a little fake card or something. I don't know.
You and my uncle both,
And I just got in this depression. I couldn't do comedy. I couldn't fucking bartend. I couldn't do anything. And I was losing my fucking mind. And that's where these guys are from. It was my last hospital visit in Philadelphia. I tried to slip my wrist.
You do it the right way.
I was trying for real.
That's fair. All mine are superficial. That's not proud, but that one was 8 months ago. But I'll do it lightly.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's like a release. I try to go get a tattoo if I'm feeling that way.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. I love my Black Widow tattoo.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, this is the worst one I have. That one, actually, that was a cat, but this one's the worst one I had because I was having a bad day after a show and I just saw a piece of barbed wire hanging from the fence.
Yank.
And I'm like, you know what? And then I just looked at the blood and I'm like, huh, that's pretty.
Well, when you're bleeding, it's really hard to be focused on anything else.
Yeah, and when you feel the
they
pain,
say it's therapeutic.
But also, I didn't want to get caught and in trouble, and I had a lot of short sleeves and didn't want to buy long sleeves. So what I do is I'd lightly cut in places, and then I'd pour rubbing alcohol into it so I could feel the pain more intensely.
Ah, yeah.
So I was all it'd be
real masochist.
Yeah. One time I was straight up, I couldn't find anything to cut myself with, so I grabbed my pipe and I slammed it on the ground, and I just started cutting myself with a glass. And it was really hard to get the resin out of those cuts because I hadn't cleaned it in a while.
I was gonna say that's. Did you feel high at all? I wonder.
No, but
that's lame.
That would have been awesome. But I did it, and it's I feel bad because sometimes people will say something and when I worked at McDonald's and started doing it, I'd hide it, but I had to clean the ice cream machine, so I took the sleeves off because they made me wear sleeves because we're a family company. Tattoos aren't professional.
Yeah. Gay.
They also made me dye my hair back to a normal color. It's all
Gay.
Our employees don't have blue hair.
At
And
McDonald's?
I'm our mascot has prostitute red fucking hair.
Oh, shout out McDonald's.
Yeah, but I had to clean the ice cream machine, so I took my sleeve off and I completely forgot, and I was too depressed. But everybody sees the cuts, and my brother looks and sees it, and he's like, "What the fuck?" And I'm like, "I was having a bad day." And then I just pulled it out, and he's like, "That's all you have to fucking say." And I'm like, "It was a really bad day."
Yeah, that's fair.
And then my brother just looked at me and he was quiet at first. He's like, "I'll be back." He came back, and also I don't think I'll think he doesn't care, but some one of the employees was smoking a cigarette. It's what happens? Your brother just fucking punched the dumpster.
Oh shit.
Because he didn't know how to talk about it, but the joke about him walking in on me cutting myself, which he doesn't remember that shit either, but he was on meth at the time.
That's fair. But you guys got pizza and watched Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, we did.
And he's like, "I don't remember that happening." And I'm like, "Well, it did." He's like, "I feel like you make shit up."
I feel like he blocks stuff out.
Yeah, that's how I feel about it. And I'll talk to my sister and stuff. Me and my sister will piece shit together. It helps that she's autistic and can remember stuff.
Yeah.
But some stuff she just straight up doesn't remember. And she's like, "I'm sorry I did that, and I'm sorry I walked." And my brother did explain it to me. He's like, "Look, I don't we have to get away from you when you're like this because for the longest time you were up here, and it's hard to see someone like you be down here." And he's like, "'Cause you're a good person and shit." And that made me cry.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're more inspirational than you realize.
I get that a lot.
It's true, though. It's true. It's part of the reason why, I gravitated towards you right away, even though I'm a grumpy piece of shit a lot of times when it comes to doing open mics.
But with that exception of the first couple times I saw you, Lucky Duck, and I forget the other time. But then we started talking, and I'm like, okay, fuck yeah, I fuck with this guy.
Yeah.
But, I am catnip for fucking crazy people. So is my brother.
Same, dude. Yeah,
and my brother's, calm and gentle, and, I'm psychotic.
Well,
but it's funny because he's like, "I do like it when you lose your shit
mixture
sometimes."
Of both.
Yeah.
Okay.
But then, so the most recent time I tried to kill myself was...
Also, this is our last story, 2-minute light. Just kidding.
Oh, we got the 2-minute light.
Yeah.
Well, it was here in Austin. I got on Kill Tony. I met Joe Rogan. And then I was like, well, what the fuck now do? I just keep going to these depressing mics where everyone hates the shit out of everyone.
Yeah.
Right?
And, shout out to my cat. I tried to hang myself on my bedroom door, and my cat, like, jumped on my chest and was like, Dad, stop. Like, go get help.
Yeah.
And so I did, and I'm actually I would love to run some of this stuff by you.
Yes.
I like the whole time I was in the mental hospital, which, I needed to be for a little while.
We're gonna have to do a part 2 at some point.
Yeah, that's fair. I just wrote everything down because it was such a fucking funny experience.
Yeah.
I remember, like, they kept me in, like, a regular hospital for, like, 24 hours or whatever, then transferred me. And the moment I walked in, I just re-dyed my hair. It was, like, fresh green. And all of, like, the hot nurses were like, oh, my God, what are you doing in here? Your hair's so pretty. You're so good looking. Like, and I was like, I don't think I need to be here anymore. Like,
I got a confidence boost out of this world.
Please tell me you fucked a nurse.
Hot bitches
I
and scrubs
wish,
are,
but it
are being
didn't
nice
happen.
to me.
But
Dude.
it would have been cool. But immediately I was like, that's all I needed was like a lady to tell me I was cute. And
Yeah.
I'm back, baby,
All right, next time you're sad, message me. I'll tell you you're cute.
Fair. I'll take it. But no, this was a lot of fun, man. This was a lot of
fuck
fun.
Shit, when would this episode air? July. Do you have anything in July you need to plug? Or do you want to plug your podcast?
Yeah, so you can check me out at Dave Birowski on YouTube and follow the Obviously Complicated podcast there. You can also check my Instagram out. I post all my dates there. And July, I will have the No Offense show. It'll probably be the last weekend in July. And then I also am at the Green Room on the 13th. And so this is not going to come out in June. So, yeah. Then those are the only dates that I have. I don't have the date for the No Offense yet, but it'll be last weekend.
As I know of, just July 27th, I will be in Moore, Oklahoma, near the OKC. Excited to see you guys. I'm going to fuck your native tribes.
Hell yeah.
God, I love men and women of all shapes, colors, and sizes.
Fuck yeah, dude.
It's like ice cream, just 31 flavors.
I'm pretty sure there's more variation than that.
No,
but
there's
we'll
way
take it.
more. It's all like, the fact that Baskin Robbins only has 31 flavors means they're not fucking trying.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
We open a
fucking,
different store, it's like 101 flavors.
yeah, god damn it. Making
And
it
there's
look
gonna be
like no one's
Dalmatians
fucking
everywhere,
trying.
and I'm gonna get sued by Disney.
Yeah.
Just kidding, no.
Call it trauma cream.
I do feel the need to say that at this episode. Look up the suicide hotline number and have it saved.
Yes.
Get help. You don't have to. Do whatever you want. But, don't put it all on one person. What I do is I spread it out. I'll just, tell, somebody one part, or, I'll hit up people. It's but I'll, ask first. It's are you busy?
Yeah.
But, don't hold it all in. That's
Reach
not
out.
good. You'll drive yourself crazy.
Yeah.
Make
Reach
sure
out
you
for
take
sure.
care of yourself.
Reach out. Always ask for help. It's hard to do, but that's the only reason that I'm still alive. So, and we're doing great things. So, always ask for help. Meditate, work out, and fucking love yourself and love people around you.
Yeah, and do nice stuff for yourself. I like to watch cartoons, like fancy pajamas, and watch cartoons and do kid shit. Surround myself with stuffed animals.
I like to hang out with my cat and play video games and not talk to anybody for a day.
Dude, I miss
That's
video
fucking
games.
phenomenal.
As soon as I get my own place, I'm getting my Xbox, and I am murking bitches on Call of Duty.
Fuck yeah, dude.
I'm gonna call white 13-year-olds the N-word. Just kidding, no. Which is
just
only
call
it's okay for you to
way
say
cooler.
that
It's
word.
more acceptable.
Yeah. Somebody tried to cancel me for that.
Well, you're kind of gay, so who gives a shit? I
Yeah.
don't know.
Bye.
Cool. Well, thank you for having me. This is a blast, and I guess we'll see you guys later.
All right, we out, peeps.